Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Business for Builders podcast. My name is Max Peterson, and today I'm joined in the studio again by our esteemed franchisee from Vernon South, Alex. Welcome, man.
Hello again.
Hey, look, today we obviously what we try and do is try and deliver as much usable information that we can. That's why we do what we do. And, today we're going to have a quick chat about the learning styles that general contractors have. And I think it's super important because, I know for a fact that I wasn't a very good academic student, and not because I wasn't smart. It was just because it just didn't suit my groove. And so today, I'm interested in get your feedback and what your view on that is, because I guarantee there is a large segment of our audience that this will resonate with them. Sitting in a classroom, and I see this as a trainer now where we bring our franchisees in and we purposefully only have 4 days training because we just know that doesn't really, cater to their strong suit most of the time. I think you're a little bit of an anomaly because you are a heavy duty student, like you're a student of the business. And so I think it's good. It's, between what I do and where I come from, I don't think I'm as much of an academic student as you are. So I think between the two of us, we can probably cater for both ends of the
spectrum. Both ends of the spectrum.
Both ends of the spectrum. So look, I think one thing that you sort of spoke about, as we were just chatting about this subject, is I think it comes down to work ethic and goals. And you talked about reverse engineering. So do you want to lead out and just sort of give your input and the way you perceive when we start talking about learning styles of GCs? Where do you want to start?
Sure. Yeah. I think the best place to start is like what you say, how we set up the contracting business is we have a plan before we get started. So I would take that same approach. You have to have a plan before you get started. So figure out what you want. Do you want what do you want from your business and what do you want from your lifestyle in that business? Find out what it takes and reverse engineer that.
Is it fair to say, but guys don't really understand what, because they don't do any goal setting / reverse engineering, they kind of just get in and say, I want to make more money.
Yes, and that's probably why the person is not seeing success making money doing what they're doing, because they haven't sat down, thought about it, executed a plan. They're just continuing to do the things that they're doing without changing what they're doing.
So it's more like by default, not by design.
Exactly.
Right. So what we want to say is the learning styles is important. Understand, in other words, how do you optimize your learning process?
Yeah.
What is it? Like for me, I grew up on a building site like most of us did, and I enjoyed the hands-on learn as you go.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to kill to be out. I used to get on my report cards, it would say, if this guy would just apply himself, if he would just concentrate, if we could just have his attention, he would do better. But it wasn't because I was stupid. It's just like, I so don't want to be sitting in this classroom.
Yeah.
And that was all that was. When I got onto the building site, I learned quick,
Yeah.
And so, that's probably what we're trying to cater to and let guys know that's okay.
Yeah.
However, it'd be fair to say that just learning the trade is only half of the game.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Tell us what you've done. Just give us a breakdown of all the stuff perhaps, or some of the stuff that you've done, and I know you've done a lot, as it relates to what you've applied yourself to academically in the areas of business development.
Okay, yeah. It's like, again, we live in a world where the information is at your fingertips. The only issue now is finding the relevant information, and that's part of what we're doing here is we're giving you the information that works that I'm using. I'm not giving you theories. This is not some system we came up with ideas. I practice these things.
And that's a good thing straight away.
Yeah.
Like we're not consultants.
Yeah.
We're practitioners. We're operators.
Yeah. And with that being said, you have to almost be your own teacher. You do have to have some self-learning. You have to look at a situation, and if it didn't go as well as it did, you have to improve that situation for the next time. So there always is a learning process, and any good contractor anyone's probably listening to this podcast is it has the same type of personality that you mentioned. They fall into that category where I was very similar too for me in school. I was never interested in any of the subjects except shop and science, right? And math was all right for me too. But when I got to a construction site, I was a happy person. For some strange reason, I can't remember how to cook a meal, but I can put together your $250,000 reno in my sleep. So I've just accepted the fact that that's how my brain operates, and this is where my skills get put to the best use, and it's easy for me. So it's really easy for me to have a learning process, because learning is an enjoyable process, especially when I'm doing something enjoyable. And to the people that are, thinking about, starting a business or moving out on their own, the more you earn, the more you learn, the more you earn. You're not going to make more money. You're not going to increase your bottom line. You're not going to improve your quality of life if you don't have new knowledge.
What I see is there's really good there's good general contractors, good guys, good gals, right?
Yes.
But for the most part, a lot of them operate a very low performing building company, which, because they're doing their best that which they have. There's nothing. It's not like they're not trying, but what you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
And so a lot of what I talk about initially is identifying the gaps and deficiencies.
Yeah.
And they are fairly standard across the board. These operators that are running these low performance building companies, for starters, they just don't have the ability to create digital content. They don't understand how to go about marketing, whether it's, digital social platforms or whether it's Google AdWords or anything like that. They don't really understand the power of brand. There's just they don't have a sales process,
And that fosters a little fear as well, too.
Yeah, so
fear of the unknown, not knowing how to get that stuff done.
But if you don't know it's there, how am I supposed to know what to go after?
And that's
it's like, hey, go hunting.
Yes.
Well, what am I hunting for?
Exactly.
So I think we've just got to, I guess somehow, because we kind of know the answers because we're doing it. Yeah. So what we're trying to do is transmit the part of the message. I don't think it's all of the message. But, you can go to YouTube and you can find some really good stuff. So I think when it comes down to it, you're going to do it those three ways. It's either trial and terror. Yeah. Give yourself 10 to 20 years and you'll get some semblance of success. There's no question.
Yeah.
Lots of multi-generational businesses have been built that way. It works. If you're patient, that's cool. I'm not typically patient. So I want to get to success as quickly as I can. Yeah. But I'm willing to wait as well. Or the other thing you can do is go and get that consultant or that coach, which then it's like, okay, is there a disconnect between you, the general contractor, and your goals and objectives? Are they able to coach you in such a way that's going to bring value to you long term? And I think you had a coach there for a while, and you thought after 4 to 6 months, it was like, there's no more value that was in that relationship. And then, of course, there's what we do on a daily basis, which you're a part of, is the whole franchising, business model, which I love those because they're three very separate verticals.
Yeah.
And they actually all do work for the different, and this is why we go back to learning styles. If you're someone that loves the coach thing because you are hell-bent on designing and developing your own business under your own brand, then that's going to be really, really good for you. If you're like, no, I'm just I just want to get myself beat up, then go the trial and terror way and do that for 10 to 20 years. And then the franchising option there is as well. So, I think it comes down to what you were saying is, as much as it's about what type of person are you, it's the goals. How did you restructure your goals to then, reverse engineer, to then go, okay, this is what I want, so this is now what I'm determined to do. And you are a very determined student. That's what I like about you. So did your goals change?
For sure, yeah. Oh, yeah. And because you see, when you do things that you like if you're struggling with your contracting business, as I was, it's very discouraging. So when you find something that works and moves you forward in a very large step in a short period of time, it's very encouraging. So when I started getting the right information and I started using the right information and applying it and changing the way I was doing things when I wasn't making the money I wanted to and the business wasn't running as I wanted it to, they for sure changed because my whole perception of my business changed. Not like it's still a challenge to run my business, but I'm making the money I should be making. The wheels are in motion as they should be set up, but because I definitely changed my priorities. But I also have different perception that, it is possible. This is possible. It is possible to have a contracting business where you have clients who value and respect you and you can make a profit. There's that belief in yourself to do that there's a lot of hard work in there, but now I can actually see it in my business. It's happening. it's definitely changed my goals, and it's encouraged me to move forward and build a better business.
Because just now knowing what you know, you've been in and around this brand now for over 12 months. Do you pretty much see making a profit simpler than maybe what you did previous to, like us sort of connecting?
Well,
Like what's the mental roadblock that, like what is it? Because I'm just keen to understand, because it's like, since you've been in the business, you've done nothing but kick goals.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean that there's no micro failures in there.
Yeah.
We're not sort of saying that our audience won't go through some micro failures. It's part of the journey. The more mistakes you make, the more data you gather, you go do it better next time.
Yeah.
But what is it about, like, what is some of the mentality around learning that maybe stop you doing, like, what changed?
Well, for sure. Yeah, that's a fantastic question. One of the biggest things that encouraged me that motivated me to put more time and energy into it, because I'm already passionate about it, but I'm pretty sure every contractor can relate that if you're in the business for, you try to start your own contracting, reno, or even handyman business, you run into tough clients right away, and that gets discouraging. So for me, what the thing that really helped was the group, coaching and the I wouldn't say really coaching, but just that group atmosphere and the knowledge that I have somebody who has walked the path to kind of bounce my experiences off of and have new ideas that like kind of we were talking before, that if you're going to continue to do the things that don't give you success, and you don't know what to do, you're not going to see success.
So I think, we'd say, being a father of 6, it kind of takes a tribe to raise a family, right? It takes a village to raise a family. And I think, no matter, I think what you're saying is relevant to whether you do trial and terror, coaching and consulting, that route, or franchising. I think in amongst all of that, you've got to find that tribe. You've got to find the village.
Yeah.
Because I just think that are part of the business, part of the Smith & Sons brand, that benefit from your input. There is no question. Yeah. And, every one of the guys, what they do now, it actually forges the trail for the other guys coming in. Yeah. So it just gets better and better and better.
The 1 minute mile, they
Once
see
you
a guy,
break that,
they see a guy can break
4 minute mile.
The 4 minute mile, or whatever that analogy is as soon as somebody broke that record, which stood for a long, long period of time, people started breaking it right away. It's that mental psychology, watching.
But somebody has to be the pioneer.
Yeah, for sure they do.
And then we all benefit from that, right?
Yes, exactly.
So look, I just think when it comes to the learning styles, I don't think there's any right or wrong way. But I do think that there is definitely a way that you can navigate, which is going to get you to your end result faster.
Yes, for sure.
There's no question. And, that whole thing about you don't know what you don't know, I think we've got to realize and, wake up every day and say, what am I going to learn today?
Yeah.
And so, I think that's what makes us better operators, when we understand that, the power is not in necessarily just doing, although I believe in execution 100%, but definitely, educating and growing mentally, looking at all the different things that we've done that brings result.
Yes, and that would be like the acceleration of your success, is how hungry are you to learn? Because if you take a learning approach to this and realize that every mistake you make is an opportunity to learn and grow and improve, in a very short period of time, you can turn your business around and have a completely different perspective. But it's like you say, you can go at it yourself. But that time that you're doing it all by yourself. You're going into war by yourself. Why would you not, have a group of people to do it? But this is where you have to sit down with a piece of paper or in front of the mirror and ask, what is your goal from your business? What do you want? And you have to figure out what it takes to get there. And that's where we've had that system to shortcut it. So.
I think, look, and just to wrap up, so ultimately to do that, this is exactly why we do what we do on this podcast.
Yep.
Because you do need somebody that has walked the road in front of you.
Yes.
So for me, it's like the speed of the leader determines the speed of the pack. So you have to set the pace as the leader. And you're just leading yourself right now, then that's actually as easy as it's ever going to get, because nobody is really chopping your heels to make you do it faster.
Yeah.
But I just think that, individuals as GCs, we need to realize that we have to do things different. as far as the learning side of things.
For sure, especially in today's market, today's world, things change daily.
Yeah.
It's it's much easier to lift a heavy object with a group of people than it is by yourself.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. All right, if you've loved what you heard, be sure to share that. Thanks, Al, for popping in again. We'll do this again soon. If you think it's good information, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and we look forward to helping you out again soon. Have a great day.